Hi guys, this is Miss Russum again, and I'm here to talk to you about Google Forms. Google Forms is a great way to keep up with your students, keep up with their parents, and uh, use in the ELA classroom to quiz or to poll or any of those things. So when we go into Google Forms, you can see that they have different templates, different things that you can do. So we'll go and we'll look through the template gallery real quick. So here are some cool forms that you could even start with. They're all customizable, of course. But if you wanted to start with like a contact information form, this would be a great thing to send home to your students, with your students. However, you don't even have to send it home with your students because you can send them an invite via their parents' email. So not only have you sent this to their parents' personal email, but then you don't have to print it out. So we can go back. And we scroll down through the templates, and we can look at education. So here's a blank quiz option to start off with, or an exit ticket. Let's look at exit ticket, because I think this one's pretty cool. So they can do this on their phone, they can do this on their tablet, and it's completely personal. And you can have their name and their email. And it's funny because they won't let them turn this in unless you've put a name. So, what's one important thing you've learned in class today? Did you feel prepared for today's lesson? Why or why not? What would help make today's lesson more effective? So this is a great way to poll them, but it's also a great way to see how you're doing. Like, how can I be more effective for my students? How can I change my lesson to be more effective for my students? So another great way that I have thought of using this in the ELA classroom is obviously an assessment. We're always looking for new ways to assess our students to make sure that they're learning the right things or that we are teaching them in the right ways. So this is actually a Spanish one, but we can go ahead and we can change these. So option 1, we can put something and we can put our correct answer. And we can add things like comprehension questions even, so you can change this whole passage. And then we can send to our students. So it's a great way to do this for homework as well, because you can send it directly to their email. And we'll look at one last one here, which I really, really like, is a course evaluation, because we can't really do that at the high school level like we do in the college level where they send them out to all the students' email. So at least, and they don't have to put their name on this. So you can put all of these different things, skills and responsiveness of the instructor, like how am I doing for my students, how do they feel that the course went, what aspects of this course were most valuable or useful to you. We can see how we can change for the next year, because that's what we want to be doing, right? We want to keep innovating. So I can show you one of the quizzes that I've started here, and it's 1984 by George Orwell, because that's just on my mind. So here's the first question that I have made: what is Newspeak? And then you can see the different answers here. And I've made this one really easy, so the first one is obviously the correct one, and then we have two that are a little like, oh, this one's about Game of Thrones, and this one's about Harry Potter, so obviously it's the first one. But if we wanted to create another lesson, so let's think of Winston commits. Oops. Wow. So we have Winston commits thought crime by writing which of the following in his diary. So we can do the options. So we can add something like, oh, I hate Big Brother. And then our other option, oops, down with Party. And then we can add as many as we want, but let's make this the correct one. So we go and we can send this to our students. So I'll just send it to myself. And send, and it's as easy as that. So I'll go in and I will take the quiz. So when I got to my email, it showed me the form. So I've invited you to fill out the form. 1984 by George Orwell. What is Newspeak? Let's say it's this one. And let's say it's this one. And then we submit. Okay. So the response was recorded. So we'll go back. And now I've got responses, and you can see if multiple kids take it. Then let's do it a different way. Say this one and this one. So now we're 50-50. So 50% of my students thought it was this one, and 50% of my students thought it was that one. And 50 and 50. So you can see which areas that you need to improve on, you can see which ways that you need to, or what things you need to reteach, and it's just a great tool to see how your students are learning and how we can best change our ways so that we can appeal to more students and see what we're doing better and just constantly be learning and growing.